Hello everyone, it's Imran here. Welcome back to another reaction video. So today I am going to be reacting to the newest video by Kiefer Adams, which is the newest story in his Thomas and Friends audio story series 4 series. And this one is one I'm actually looking quite forward to, and this one is called Sir Handel and Buster. So this one, obviously, this one was the newest one that was uploaded just around 4 hours ago. Today it was. Kiefer always uploads his audio stories on a Sunday, he does, and this one was uploaded 4 hours ago. So Sir Handel and Buster. So the last audio story from Kiefer from series 4 that I reacted to was the Artist Tricky Travels one, and I really enjoyed that one. You do want to go check that out. I'll make sure to have it in the top right corner of your screen. But Sir Handel and Buster. So when I saw this story, when Kiefer announced it in his lineup for series 4 of his audio stories, I find it quite interesting that Sir Handel was going to come face to face with Buster, because I always wondered how Sir Handel would have reacted upon seeing Buster, given his experience with, George in Steamroller right there. So the apparent description reads is that the solar construction company interacted with the engines of the Skarloey Railway for the first time. I've always wanted to see same we didn't see an episode in the TVS between the Skarloey Railway Engines and the construction company. But thanks to Kiefer, as always, for making this story a thing. Huge thank you, well done to Kiefer for making this story such a thing. Can't wait to react to this one. Really enjoyed, the After Tricky Travels one. And yes, Sir Handel and Buster. Really looking forward to this one. Links to the video I'm reacting to in the description down below as always. So without further ado, just go ahead and get straight into this.
Sir Handel and Buster, written and told by Kiefer Adams. One morning, Percy arrived at the wharf with some building materials. Rheneas and Skarloey were already there, and were surprised at the little green engine's visit. "Hello, Percy," greeted Skarloey. "It's been a long time since we've seen you round these parts. What brings you to the hills?"
Because in the hill area, we only saw Thomas and James head up to, the Skarloey Railway, because obviously you all noticed the different models that Thomas and James, the larger scale models that Thomas and James had when they visited either the engines of the Skarloey Railway, whenever it's the wharf or the transfer yard. So, big surprise right there to see Percy here, but also a bit refreshing to see a different engine other than Thomas and James up at the wharf.
Asked Rheneas. "Miss Jenny Packard's machines are building a road near the railway," explained Percy. "Ah, yes, we did hear about the road," said Skarloey. "But the Fin controller didn't say which machines were coming." "Well, Jack will be here, of course," said Percy. "There's also Kelly, Isabella, and Buster." Buster, said Rheneas. "He's a steamroller, right?" "That's right," replied Percy. "Oh dear."
Sir Handel's not going to like this.
I know one engine who won't like that. Percy was surprised, but of course Skarloey was referring to Sir Handel. Sir Handel had just returned from the stone quarry. A lot had changed while he had been away, and he was still adjusting to the railway. He arrived in a rather bitter mood at the transfer yards. James was just about to take Mr. Percival to a meeting with the Fat Controller. "Sir Handel," Mr. Percival called, "I'm expecting Miss Jenny Packard's machines to work on a new road over the next few days. I want you to be in charge of the construction."
Look, Sir Handel getting reminded of his encounter with George right there. That's why he's obviously going to be wary of steamrollers, because of what happened in Steamroller.
"It would be an honour, sir," said Sir Handel grandly. Mr. Percival smiled, and James took him away. "What's a construction company?" asked Sir Handel to Thomas. "Well, Miss Jenny owns a company of machines," replied Thomas. "They do construction work around the island. The machines that are coming here will include Jack the front loader, Kelly the crane, Isabella the flatbed lorry, she's kind of like Elizabeth, and Buster the steamroller."
"Oh,
"A steamroller?" thundered Sir Handel. "A steamroller is coming to our hills? I won't allow it." And with that, Sir Handel stormed away.
Oh.
Thomas was surprised. But we all know, don't we, that Sir Handel had not forgotten his past brawl with George the Steamroller, which had happened shortly before he had been sent to the stone quarry.
Yep.
But when Jack, Kelly, Buster and Isabella arrived, the other little engines warmed up to them. Even Skarloey was impressed. "It's so nice to finally meet the machines of Miss Jenny's company,"
Yeah.
he said to Kelly.
Really wish we had
Isabella.
an episode with
"We're always happy to help," said
the
Isabella.
SR engines
"Just you watch,
interacting with
Skarloey,"
the
said
construction
Kelly.
company.
"This road will do you wonders for your rails, I promise." "I can already bet on it," said Skarloey. The little engines worked very hard with the Sodor Construction Company. Even Duncan was impressed with how well they worked.
Even Duncan.
Usually, he would
Even
complain about
Duncan likes
anything,
that.
but even the machines had won him over. Sir Handel, it was true, did not get along with the machines. The other little engines tried to convince him that they meant no harm, but Sir Handel just couldn't let go his past running with George, and promised to give Buster a piece of his mind if he ever saw him.
Uh-oh.
But it was only a couple of days later when Sir Handel finally got his chance. One morning at the crack of dawn, Sir Handel and Peter Sam brought trucks of gravel for the pack to continue their work on the road. Buster was in charge of flattening out the gravel while Jack unloaded it from his bucket. Sir Handel stared coldly at Buster as he trundled back and forth.
Look at Sir Handel, he's going to snap.
"George?" he eventually asked. Not really, no," began Buster. "I don't know anyone." "You liar!" roared Sir Handel.
Oh.
"You're probably one of his mates, threatening to tear up our rails and cause trouble for us. Leave him alone," growled Jack.
Yeah, Sir Handel, you're going too far right
said Sir
there.
Handel. "I didn't ask for your input." "Buster is one of the most hard-working machines the pack has to offer," said Jack. "If you can't see that, then you shouldn't be here." I think it's best that we go now, Sir Handel," said Peter Sam.
Yeah, you better
"We need
go.
to bring more gravel." "Oh, we're going," snorted Sir Handel. He turned angrily to Buster. "I am not finished with you," and he stormed off.
Oh.
"I'm really sorry about Sir Handel,"
Poor
Peter
Buster.
Sam wailed as he and the trucks were dragged away by the blue saddle tank.
Whoa.
Buster was rather upset. "Oh, don't listen to him," said Jack. "He may have had a steamroller encounter once before, but you are a really useful asset to the pack. Don't you ever
Buster,
forget that."
don't listen to what Sir
Jack
Handel's
went
saying.
back to work, while Buster was lost in his thoughts. A few days later, the road was almost finished, and Mr. Percival was to inspect the road for himself. There was just one more bit of road to do, and it crossed under a small stone bridge.
Okay.
When Buster arrived, he was very careful to go under the bridge to add the last bit of gravel and tarmac. He had just finished when he heard a cracking sound from above.
Oh no!
"Something's wrong with the bridge," Buster
It's the
called.
bridge! Yeah! Oh
His
my god!
banksman and the
I can see the
foreman
crack!
looked up.
I can see the crack right there as well! Oh shoot, and Sir Handel was heading straight towards it! Uh-oh!
"Jove, he's right," said the banksman. "Look!" A series of cracks had spread across the bridge. The foreman was just wondering what should be done when a whistle sounded up ahead. It was Sir Handel. He was making a delivery of vans to market.
He better stop in time!
Warn him!" Buster cried. His banksman tried to climb up the embankment, but it was too steep.
It's too steep.
There was only one thing Buster could do. He blasted his whistle as loudly as he could. When Sir Handel came into view, he thought Buster was just showing off, until he heard the rumbling of the bridge up ahead.
Stop! Sir Handel, you need to stop!
He shouted. His crew stopped just in time. His driver and fireman carefully walked up to the bridge. When they saw the cracks, they could hardly believe their eyes.
Yeah.
Had we crossed that, it would have collapsed, said the driver. Sir Handel looked
Yeah.
down and saw Buster, who gave a small smile. Sir Handel was embarrassed and ashamed. At long
Oh dear.
last, the road was completed. Jack, Kelly, and Isabella had already returned to Miss Jenny's yard. Buster was waiting at the wharf for Thomas to come and collect him. Some of the little engines came to see him off. "Thank you for your help," said Peter Sam. "You were all splendid." "It's the least I
Definitely
can
were.
do," smiled Buster. "And thank you for saving me the other day," said Sir Handel. "I'm really sorry about my behaviour. I had a bad running with a steamroller before. But now I can see you are twice the steamroller George himself wishes to be." "Thank you,"
Definitely.
smiled
100%
Buster.
definitely.
Before long, Thomas arrived to take Buster back to the yards. When he had gone, the little engines were left in their thoughts. "Do you know something, Peter Sam?" said Sir Handel.
What is it?
"Yes. I'm beginning to understand about this railway more and more since I came back from the stone quarry. The
Mm-hmm.
railway has changed, and I am going to change with it." Peter Sam smiled
That's the best
broadly.
thing you can do, Sir
"That's
Handel.
good to hear, Sir Handel," he said. "And it's good that you are home." Sir Handel gave
Welcome
the warmest
home.
smile he'd had in a long time.
Welcome home, Sir
He'd
Handel.
made a new friend within the Sodor Construction Company, and from that day on, he promised to be a more useful and reliable engine in the hills of Sodor.
Is that it? Wow. Just wow right there. So, this episode potentially maybe could have taken place during Series 10, given the fact, the pack episodes that were eventually released in 2006 didn't, well, not didn't get released until, would get released until around 2006, when because those episodes were filmed in 2003, around the same time as Series 7. But wow, I think this could possibly be a story fit within Series 10, Series 11, or maybe even Series 12. But who knows? Who knows? Um, wow. I did not expect. I understand why Sir Handel was wary of not George, Buster at the first place, because of his previous experience with George right there. So it's quite understandable. However, I do think he did go slightly a little bit too far of him being rude to Buster right there. Why do I keep saying George to Buster right there? But he has to take credit that Buster saved his life. 100%, no doubt about that. Buster saved Sir Handel's life, because if Sir Handel would have gone across that bridge, it would have collapsed. Would have collapsed. So yeah, great. So yeah, great job by Sir Handel. Great job by Buster to save the day, and it's so great to see. And goes to show you how much Sir Handel has developed since Series 4 in the TVS. Since Series 4, the TVS Series 4, it's great to show of how much maturity he has. But I definitely think this will be another good episode during the hit era, like how I thought Arthur's Tricky Travels could have been. But what season? I think either Series 10, Series 11, or Series 12. But what series out of the hit era out of those three, Series 10, Series 11, or Series 12, do you think this story could have fitted in? Let me know that in the comments down below. But it was another slice of life. I really enjoy most of Kiefer's stories that I realize he does are slice of life. They're a slice of life story. And you know what's something? I love it. I enjoy that we sometimes have these slice of life stories from Kiefer right here. But nevertheless, it was a good story. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Really wish in the TVS we had an interaction between the Social Construction Company and the engines of the Skarloey Railway. Wish that was a reality in the TVS, but at least we have amazing people in the Thomas fandom, like Kiefer himself, that can make these a reality. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. This, like I said, really enjoyable. Thoroughly enjoyed this story. Can't wait for next week's story, where Bill, and Ben, and Donald and Douglas will go head to head to see who's the best, who are the best set of twins on Sodor. Can't wait for that next week. But in the meantime, if you do want to check out any of my previous Thomas reacts to whenever it's an audio story or a trains adaptation, then I'll make sure to have a playlist in the top right corner of your screen. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button for me. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this audio story that I reacted to. Also, let me know in the comments down below what other videos you want me to react to next. Follow me on Instagram. Links will be in the description down below. Share this video, subscribe if you're new here, ring that bell to get notified for when I upload new videos or when I post in the community tab. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!